Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about selecting a holster. The first thing we need to consider when selecting a holster is, what is my mission? Mission always dictates gear. If my name is Bobbly Swagger and I want to be hanging out in the middle of nowhere for a month on time waiting to shoot one dude, I'm going to want a little bit of a different holster than if I'm trying to go to McDonald's to restock on McChickens. So if I'm looking for concealment, I am most likely going to go with what we call an inside the waistband or IWB holster. IWB holsters come in forms of appendix or your traditional inside the waistband carry. Here I have an appendix carry holster with a spare magazine. This is great for if I'm trying to keep a low profile, really want to make sure that nobody knows that I have my firearm on me. If I want to step it up from that, we have our Creed series. Our Creed series is our outside the waistband or OWB holster, which is designed to have your belt go through the loops and secure to your person that way. This is when concealment is less of an issue, or if you're wearing a jacket, or you want strong side carry. And then the last one is our Apex series. Our Apex series are made from a single piece of Kydex that's folded around. This is 0.25 inch Kydex, so it's much thicker than our regular ones. It has a Safariland QLS fork on the rear, so it's designed to be a lot more heavy duty, more rugged. This is something you're gonna grab if you're gonna be running around the bush, or you're going to your brother-in-law's house, or something equally dangerous. This is also made to be with a Surefire X300. They are optic ready, so we can have our optic on there, we can have our weapon light on there, plus our suppressor sights, and we're good to go. So we have three main things that we take into consideration when we are selecting a holster, regardless of a concealed carry holster, tactical holster, or just a regular OWB holster, and that is securement, safety, and retention. So the first thing, securement. Securement, we need to make sure that the gun is going to stay in the holster. It's not gonna fall out on us. That can be a little bit extreme, but the idea is we want there to be a little bit of force to remove the holster and put the holster back in. We wanna have kind of an audible snap. Sometimes it's difficult to achieve when you have a weapon light on there, but for a regular holster, you want to have an audible snap so that it's not gonna fall out when you're running and it's less likely for somebody just to come and grab it off you. Second thing is safety. We need to make sure that we completely cover the trigger guard. I'll get into a little bit more about this stuff in a minute. And the third thing is securement to the person. We have belt loops here. We like to avoid paddle holsters. Paddle holsters tend to be very difficult to keep on your person if you're moving around. If you're just gonna be standing around all day, walking around your house, watching Netflix, paddle holster is great, but if you're gonna be actually running around or expecting to get shot at, I would definitely suggest not getting a paddle holster. Paddle holsters tend to be quite flimsy and there's no actual active retention to your person. Whereas on a belt loop holster like this, your belt goes through that and that holster's not going anywhere. Okay, so we're going to do a close-up on our holster here. And the things we need to consider are retention, securement, and safety. For retention, we have our retention screw that we can tighten or loosen to give us more or less retention as desired. As we can see, there is a little bit of an audible click when it goes back into position. That is good. We want that. We want the holster to be as secure as possible inside. And then our second thing is our securement. How are we going to secure this holster to our person? Here we have our belt loops. We have 1.75 inch belt loops. This is for most of your kind of thicker, heavier duty belts. A lot of people like to wear a 1.5 inch belt. We always recommend that you pick the belt loop for the belt size that you wear every day, because putting a 1.5 inch belt through these belt loops is going to be a lot more play, and that's not good. And then our third thing to consider is safety. We want to make sure that there is no way that anything can come in contact with the trigger. As you can see here, there's no way that not even a pencil or a finger, nothing can get in there that's going to pull the trigger while it's in the holster. Also, on that note, we make sure that none of our holsters come in contact with the magazine release. Because sometimes if you're crawling around or rolling around or the holster gets pushed too far in, it'll tap that and then you drop your mag out, and that's no bueno. So we make sure to design our holster so that there's no way that can happen. Well, thank you all for your time today. I hope you found this video informative. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at www.shadowdefensive.com. And as always, stay strapped.